Welcome to the Lee Etzler Show, a weekly wrap-up and analysis of Churubusco High School Football.
Eagles, what is your profession? Out, out, out.
And now your host, Big Daddy Don Hyatt.
Hi, I'm Don Hyatt. Welcome to Lee Etzler Show. Today we're going to talk about Churubusco's sectional championship game with Bishop Luers. We'll also do a season recap. We'll be joined with all the coaches. We'll be right back after this.
I lost my job and I needed help with different things like prescriptions and energy assistance and stuff. So I contacted United Way. They was the first ones that I could think of. And I went to the agencies that they gave me a list of and got the assistance that I needed from them. Because I received the help from United Way, then I'm volunteering my help out to the community, giving the help that they need.
Hey football fans, do you want to keep track of Churubusco High School football games? Log on to busconews.com every game day and watch up-to-the-minute pregame, halftime, and postgame interviews with head coach Lee Etzler. Stay connected with your computer or on your cell phone. busconews.com. When you can't make it to the game, it's the next best thing to being there. The Lee Etzler Show is brought to you by the United Way of Whitley County, busconews.com, and the Churubusco News.
Welcome back. We're here with Coach Etzler. Coach, disappointing defeat there Friday night.
Yeah, we could have competed better in what we did. Thought our kids did play hard. A pretty big task at hand playing Bishop Luers, and we would have been extremely disappointed had we not gotten the opportunity to play them this year. And so we gained that experience of playing in the game like that. Hopefully we'll be a little better suited, at least mentally, to for that type of situation in the future. So could have competed better, and we're disappointed with some of the things. Too many penalties, but our kids played hard and didn't back down from what we believe was a pretty good opponent.
Your defense was again strong again. You had a couple of sacks during the game. You held them at the goal line and blocked the field goal there at the end of the half.
Yeah, they played hard all year, and we pride ourselves on what we do defensively. We get to the football and play with a pretty high motor, and I think we shown that at least at times on Friday night, and had a couple big plays like you said with the sack and blocked field goal. So didn't quite play well enough to win, but proud of the effort.
Lee, a very successful season, first undefeated season in Busco. They did a lot of firsts this season. Your thoughts on your team for this year?
Well, it was a fun season with what we accomplished last year and the kids that we lost last year. It was nice to see this group of kids step up and really make a name for themselves. When we meet in the wintertime after the football season, last year especially, we needed to improve in a lot of different areas to have success this year. And after the football season last year, and when we met in December, there's not a lot of time for our kids to improve. So we really don't know what we have at that point in time. In the off season, the kids did an outstanding job. We got better physically, tremendously better physically in a lot of different areas. So it was kind of fun to see that. Number one, it was kind of fun to go into this season really not having a clue on how good we were going to be. The thing, and I've kind of said this before, but the thing that we were impressed with as much as anything is the mental approach that our kids took each week. You start out with a series of games that we've won quite a few times in a row against the early part of our schedule, and you warn your kids, if we don't show up to play, then we're going to get beat, and then it's kind of the same thing week after week. And well, our kids showed up to play each and every week, and we thought had a pretty good attitude. And so then you win your first few games, and you get greedy. Well, maybe we have a shot at the conference championship, and things worked out. And it worked out because we improved a lot over the off season. It worked out because the kids practiced hard all year round, and if you go back and look at practice film from the early part of the season, we weren't very good. But you stick to the things you're taught to do in practice, which they did, and you get better, and you put yourself in a pretty good position to have some success. So it was fun. It was fun to see those things.
We're right back after this with the coaching staff.
I lost my job and I needed help with different things like prescriptions and energy assistance and stuff. So I contacted United Way. They was the first ones that I could think of. And I went to the agencies that they gave me a list of and got the assistance that I needed from them. Because I received the help from United Way, then I'm volunteering my help out to the community, giving the help that they need.
Hey football fans, do you want to keep track of Churubusco High School football games? Log on to busconews.com every game day and watch up-to-the-minute pregame, halftime, and postgame interviews with head coach Lee Etzler. Stay connected with your computer or on your cell phone. busconews.com. When you can't make it to the game, it's the next best thing to being there. The Lee Etzler Show is brought to you by the United Way of Whitley County, busconews.com, and the Churubusco News.
Welcome back, Coach. Go ahead and introduce your supporting cast you have with you today here.
Right here we have Coach Doc. Coach Doc is our defensive coordinator and helps out with the offensive line. Clint Davis helps out in the defensive backfield and offensive backfield. Coach Wright helps out with the defensive line and is in the offensive backfield and is also the point man on our special teams. Coach Schmidt is the spread end coach and defensive backfield. Coach Sade is the offensive line coach and helps out with the inside linebackers.
Coach Sade, you want to start us off with thoughts on the line this year?
I think overall we were pretty happy with them. Graduated some really good guys last year, and didn't really exactly know what we were going to have, and ended up having a couple kids step up that hadn't played a lot of varsity, and had some kids that were starters last year, and they were able to become all-conference football players, and they worked very hard. Not a very big group, not necessarily a very fast group, but not afraid of contact, and took a lot of pride in what they did, and enjoyed mixing it up with everybody each week. And I think overall we're pretty pleased with the way they did this year.
How do you feel you can take your smaller line and go ahead and compete against all the bigger teams you faced all year long?
Well, we get it out there pretty much right from the get-go. We went to a lineman challenge at Columbia City this year and competed against Homestead at Northside, and Lakeland and West Noble were there, and we there were 7 teams actually, and we took 2 and got last and next to last respectively. So that was some motivation right from the get-go this summer. Had a couple conference teams there, and they beat us pretty handily. And so our kids, they're not afraid to work hard, and they know that they're going to be outsized every week. It's not a matter of, I don't think there was one game where we were bigger, even by close comparison to anybody we played this year. But for us, for what we do with taking, down blocks and angles and gap blocks and kick-out blocks, we can make it work if we have the right kids with the right mentality. And I think we've been very fortunate in the last several years that we have kids that aren't afraid of contact, and they enjoy it. It's something they really enjoy, hitting people and working hard, and kind of mentally irregular in that way, but we're happy with it. So,
Coach Schmidt, you had 3 kids all conference DBs this year.
Yeah, they were a real fun group to work with. Zalman and Bogus both at corner, each had 4 interceptions, had a really good year. Zalman, we put him on the best receiver every week, and he stepped up to the challenge every week. He's a incredibly fast kid, athletic, great vertical jump, knocked away a lot of balls as well. And Miller, getting all conference at safety, was kind of amazing. He didn't even have an interception this year, but he was so physical with his tackling. He did recover a lot of fumbles, and so he did have that stat. But a real force as far as hitting and striking and making people think about it when they went over the middle, that kind of thing. And we had Greg Bloom and Hayden Kilgore at the other safety position most of the year. They kind of traded off and got a lot of experience for Kilgore, who's a sophomore. So they played very well this year. We did face a lot of spread teams, and I think for the most part they held up their end of the bargain.
On the offensive side, your receivers, how would they pan out this year?
Yeah, we didn't throw the ball as much, as much as I would have liked, but that's pretty normal for the offense we run. So, still though, to come away with 3 touchdown catches from Adam Bogus, that was nice. And more importantly, as the year went on, their blocking improved every week, and it got to the point where we could really count on them. We've run strong a lot over the years, and we were able to run the ball weak to their side, away from the tight end, and count on them to get the blocks we needed. So, pretty good year out of them, and we've got one of them, August is graduating, but we do have Logan Harris coming back for next year, so future looks promising.
Coach Wright, great job with special teams this year. They seem to, a lot of people kind of overlook that, but they make a good impact in the ball game.
Right, thank you. Yeah, we really came into this year really wanting to make sure our return game was solid. Obviously, our punt return's been solid for years, but our kickoff return's been kind of hit and miss depending on who we had back there. And we really did a lot of research, wanted to make sure that we could find a scheme that matched up well with our punt return, with the reverse action, and we found a good scheme. The kids executed well, and it worked for us very successfully. We had a couple of returns for touchdown, a couple that just put us in a really good field position. So.
Also on the kickoff team, you guys are right down the field right away.
Yeah, we had some concerns early in the year. We were getting down there, but we had a lot of guys getting the ball and not making a tackle. So we started doing some drills to really focus on, make the guys break down and cover a little bit better. And it works well for both kickoff team and punt team to get down there, to fly down the field, and realize how much space they gotta cover and really come to balance with their feet and secure the tackle. So yeah, they really improved throughout the year.
We'll be back right after this with more from the coaches.
I lost my job and I needed help with different things like prescriptions and energy assistance and stuff. So I contacted United Way. They was the first ones that I could think of. And I went to the agencies that they gave me a list of and got the assistance that I needed from them. Because I received the help from United Way, then I'm volunteering my help out to the community, giving the help that they need.
Hey football fans, do you want to keep track of Churubusco High School football games? Log on to busconews.com every game day and watch up-to-the-minute pregame, halftime, and postgame interviews with head coach Lee Etzler. Stay connected with your computer or on your cell phone. busconews.com. When you can't make it to the game, it's the next best thing to being there. The Lee Etzler Show is brought to you by the United Way of Whitley County, busconews.com, and the Churubusco News.
Welcome back. Coach Davis, working with the running backs, defensive backs, how'd your season go?
Well, you think back into the winter time when we were talking about, how we're going to fill that fullback spot, and we had gotten so much production from it the last couple of years, and really threw out a bunch of different names. And as the winter progressed and the spring season started, Nico kind of came to the forefront at the fullback spot. Couldn't have asked for a better season, I don't think, from a kid that we really weren't sure exactly where he was going to fit in offensively. Runs the ball hard, got faster and bigger as the offseason went on, and was kind of a real pleasant surprise for us. you know, Jaylee, we knew what we were going to get from Josh at the other halfback spot. You know, blocking, he's one of our better blockers from that spot. We asked the wingbacks to block a lot. You know, our halfbacks have to block a lot, and he does a pretty good job. The other one was a mystery going into the beginning of the season, you know, with Corey, and he was a pleasant surprise on both sides of the ball for us, I think. You know, here's a kid that we really weren't sure, you know, football, he wasn't sure football was the right thing for him, and dedicated himself then, and blocking-wise, obviously he doesn't carry the ball quite as much as the other two in the backfield, but it's just as important in what he does. And then, you know, we had 2 sophomores we ask a lot of, different times throughout ball games with Kane and Shively, and you know, both of them have a lot to, you know, work on. Their physicality is something that we're going to keep working on, and blocking and stuff, but feel pretty good about the future with those guys, and Corey coming back at the halfback spot.
What's it like, you being the eye in the sky there on Friday night with the headsets?
Well, since this is a PG show, we won't talk about everything we talk about there. And usually I'm telling Lee good call before the play call and bad call after. It doesn't work. So that's just how things work. You know, Lee has a problem with chewing sunflower seeds and then getting them caught in his throat, so I get a lot of clearing of the throat and a lot of that kind of stuff as well. But you know, it's something different for me. I hadn't been up there for a long time, and you know, the last 2 years being up there, it's helped me moving from, you know, different offense back over here and running some wing T, seeing some of the things that he gets to see. And I think, you know, as we go through second season on, start to understand what he's looking for and looking for from me. So it's been good, I think, for me coaching up there, and hopefully for him down on the sideline as well.
Coach Doc, this season I think is one of the fastest defenses we've had here at Busco.
Yeah, we get to the ball pretty well. You know, that's something we take pride in, is running to the football, and I think we do a pretty good job of that. You know, we have a lot of kids coming back on our defense, and we're going to miss the kids that graduate. We graduate 3 or 4 kids there, but we bring back the bulk of our defense. I think we're going to be, I think we've got an opportunity to be pretty good on defense again next year, and so I don't know, it'll be fun. It should be a fun season again.
What do you feel your players learned playing Luers there in the sectional championship last Friday?
Well, I think you know, mentally is the biggest hurdle probably to cross. Obviously, there's a physical battle too, but mentally, I think when you're going to play, you know, powerhouse like that, you think you gotta get over that hurdle. And after we played them, I think we all sat around and thought, well, now looking forward to playing them again. Now that we got that first one on our belt, and I think mentally, you know, I think we'll be more prepared to play, and I think we'll prepare better overall. So very important to play them. It was nice to be able to play them in the sectional finals in you know, in an electric atmosphere, I like to call it. And they play with a lot of zeal.
Lee, talk a little bit about your staff. I mean, you've been around them from summer through now, and pretty much more time with your coaches than you have been at home with your family. You know,
We have a real good time doing what we do, and with the amount of time that we have to spend with each other, you know, if you're not getting along with who you're with, then it becomes extremely difficult. So we have a lot of fun working together. We have a lot of fun working with our kids, and you know, that helps, because things get old pretty quick if that's not the case.
Lee, what are you looking forward to for next season?
We have a good group of kids returning, you know, a lot of starters returning on both sides of the ball. So, you know, what we're going to be looking for in the off season is, you know, how these kids improve physically. You know, we started a good number of sophomores. Well, you know, sophomores, when a kid's a sophomore to a junior, a lot of times there's a lot of physical maturing that takes place. Kids get bigger and stronger through the weight room, and you know, so we're kind of excited to see that take place in the off season, and you know, hopefully we can establish ourselves a little more depth going into next year. But you know, I guess with a lot of kids returning, there's also going to be some pressure that we will feel. There'll be some pressure that we put on the kids that, listen, with a lot of people returning, we expect bigger and better things. So we need to get after it in the off season. We need to get after it going into next year, and it's going to be difficult to achieve, what we've achieved here in the last couple of years.
I'd like to thank Coach Etzler for stopping by and talking with us today, and all the other coaches for stopping in. I'd like to congratulate Churubusco on a 11-1 season, 9-0 perfect season, NECC champs. This is a great season overall, and we're looking forward to next season. Watch the show every Thursday. I'm Don Hyatt. We'll see you next year.
This has been the Lee Etzler Show, brought to you every Thursday night at 7:30 by BuscoNews.com.